probably seen this video. That's because our investigation is now getting national and international attention. We exposed surveillance footage and body camera video showing police immediately going after a deaf man with cerebral palsy and then repeatedly beating and tasering him after the violent arrest. Police then recommended charges against that man for aggravated assault and resisting arrest.
And tonight, our reporting getting even more reaction. Top leaders and community groups speaking out. And there's a growing call for police and prosecutors to drop the charges. And the Valley's top prosecutor is listening as well. Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell just releasing the following statement to ABC15. Because of the attention on this case, I will personally review the entire file as well as the totality of the video. I may reach a different conclusion or I may not, but I believe this case merits additional scrutiny.
The controversial arrest comes after the Department of Justice released a scathing report that found Phoenix PD has deep-rooted problems with violence and violating people's rights. And it's why local leaders tell ABC15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscopine this case proves the department needs to be taken over by the feds.
If you haven't seen the full video yet, go to abc15.com/investigators. It will help to understand the full picture here and understand why groups like the NAACP, ACLU, and leading disability rights organizations are so upset. And you're about to hear from all of them.
Let's see.
For me, Dave, it was, I think, disgust is probably the best way that I can say that. It's just another stark reminder of where we are.
Sarah Tyree is president of the Arizona Conference of the NAACP. She reached out almost immediately after our story broke about Tyrone McAlpin.
He's literally just minding his own business and he gets assaulted out of nowhere by two police officers. And I think truly for them to say, well, he should have just told us he was deaf. When did he have time to?
But before, there's the indication of his disability, what they see first is his skin color. Do you think that is why and how this got set off the way it is, or is that a factor, you believe?
Absolutely, 100%. Arizona is known to racial profile folks.
That's not just a blanket statement. It's true. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is under court oversight because of racial profiling. And the DOJ wants to oversee Phoenix PD after its investigation found the city does much of the same. Do you think Phoenix needs the federal oversight?
Absolutely. We do not believe in police policing themselves.
Put your hands behind your back.
The disability rights community agrees.
The DOJ doesn't just show up in your city. They show up if there are issues. And so they should stop fighting and actually work with them to improve.
JJ Rico is CEO of Disability Rights Arizona.
Move. Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back!
What shocked me is they just repeatedly were shouting at someone who's deaf, and that's not effective. And so then now to raise allegations that he was not complying, you have to consider the disability.
Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back!
It's almost like they're criminalizing the disability. Would you agree with that?
To a degree. If someone is deaf, how are they going to follow instructions?
Hand behind your back!
The DOJ also found Phoenix PD has a pattern and practice of violating the rights of people with disabilities.
What
mess with him for no reason.
What kind of disabilities do you have?
He's deaf and he's got cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And I've been on the phone with him since Circle K.
How is he deaf if you've been on the phone?
Because I know sign language, that's why. I signed to him. That's why.
On the stand to push the charges forward, both of the main officers involved had to testify, and they both admitted to receiving essentially no training on how to deal with people with disabilities.
Light training with people who are hard of hearing.
Okay, can you tell me more about that?
It was about 7 years ago. I don't remember much of it.
Have you received any training in dealing with members of the public who have disabilities?
Maybe briefly, but nothing that I recall.
So it's shocking for such a large police department and two officers that are part of that to say they received no training.
Rico says the officers' and prosecutors' comments in court were telling.
The defendant had just put his hands down or said, I can't hear, or I need to write, or something like that. What would you have done?
I would have had him sit down, made motions with my hands to have him sit down, and then I would have gotten a pen.
he runs at him. I mean, there's no conversation whatsoever. So even the attempt that he says that he would have made, there was no opportunity to do that, to even gesture.
The officers went after Tyrone because this guy being trespassed at a gas station pointed the finger at Tyrone and falsely claimed that he assaulted him. The officers did nothing to confirm this guy's story before driving up on Tyrone.
During your initial interaction with Tyrone, you wrote that Tyrone raised his hands. Can you describe what that looked like?
Yeah, he raised them in a manner that appeared to me he was going to use them to punch me.
Both officers testified they were assaulted during the arrest. One saying he was punched and broke his finger, the other saying he was bitten.
This is yet another very troubling example of the Phoenix police immediately resorting to excessive violence when interacting with people who clearly pose no threat to them.
That's Jared Keenan with ACLU Arizona. He says the county attorney's office needs to drop the charges.
They charge the actual victim in these cases, the person who the police assault, with serious crimes as a way to first draw attention away from the misconduct of the police and then to insulate them from any true accountability.
Hey, get up!
I think this shows that not only are the findings in the DOJ report not being taken seriously by officers individually, I think they're not being taken seriously at the top levels of the Phoenix Police Department, and they're certainly not being taken seriously by the mayor and the city council.
He's in cuffs.
I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC15 Arizona.
So the Maine Phoenix Police Union released a statement defending their officers' actions and called our reporting biased. So what about other Phoenix leaders? Well, we keep reaching out for comment. No one will answer. Not the police department, not Mayor Kate Gallego, not any of Phoenix's 8 city council members.
Dave will, of course, stay on top of this story.